Hi Flosstube, I'm Savannah and I am back for Flosstube number 5. My channel here on YouTube is Savvy in Stitches, and it has been quite a while since my last update. I have a lot to share with you all. I have a huge stack of things over here that I'm excited to share, so I hope that you will stick around and watch and see what I've been up to in this long break of videos. I didn't really mean for it to be this long between my last video and this one, but life has been very busy with family and our small business and the holidays, so here I am. So I have a little, I have post-it notes. I'm just gonna actually scooch these over here so that I can keep track of what I'm talking about and not, ramble on forever. So I think in my last video I said that on our last vacation we ended up hitting a deer. So sorry, I'm gonna start in with some life updates. And that we had gone without our car. So one of the biggest updates I have is that we did get our car back. It was in the shop for more than 12 weeks. It was like 12 weeks and 2 days or something like that. So we did end up getting it back before Christmas, which was a huge blessing. We were so thankful. The car that we had been driving was my husband's old car, and it was only 2 doors. We were actually handing that down to my sister, who just turned 16 earlier this year, or in 2022. So got to hand that down to her, and that was really exciting. Kind of kept, we got our car back and made sure everything was working properly, and kind of kept it a secret that we got it back, and then had her come over and we didn't tell her why she needed to come over. So that was really exciting. And then we had Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, 4 days before Thanksgiving, I ended up testing positive for COVID. So we didn't get to, go through with our plans as originally we thought we would, but it ended up being really good. We still had a really lovely Thanksgiving, and then I ended up testing negative that weekend. So, and I didn't have any symptoms at that point, so I got to spend some time with my mom, and we did a little shopping. So I actually have some Stitchville Black Friday haul, so I'll get to show you all that. And then we had Christmas. So between Thanksgiving and Christmas, my cousin, she's my husband's cousin, but I like my cousin, got married. So we did end up taking another trip to Cincinnati for the wedding. It was an amazing wedding. It was so beautiful, and we just felt really privileged to be there and to get to witness. I have goosebumps just talking about it. I just love weddings. I love, and we love our cousin and her wife, and it just was just a good weekend. And I, of course, went to Keepsakes while we were there. But that was actually, our daughter is 4, and that was our first time going out of town without her. They had an adult-only wedding, so she stayed with my mom, and we went. So that was also really fun. We just kind of got to have, a date weekend, and that was really good. And then, of course, we had Christmas, which was awesome. We host my husband's family and my mom and siblings for Christmas Eve. So we did, my father-in-law cooked beef, and then we did all the sides, and I made my famous, to me and my husband at least, Bailey's cheesecake mousse. It's so good. And we did gifts, and then we did Christmas morning with our daughter, and then we had my dad's side and then my mom's extended side, and it just was so joyous, and it was just what my heart needed. And then we of course had New Year, so happy New Year, happy 2023. We're really excited to see what 2023 has in store for us and our family, and there's some big changes coming with my family, not like us in our household per se, but just like my close family outside of our house. So it's definitely going to be a different year for us, different holidays next year will be a lot different. So that's kind of something where, you know, it just made this year maybe even a little more special. So that was good. And then New Year's was really fun. We went to our friend's house and we did surf and turf, which we did that last year too, and it was so delicious. And we all have kids, or most of us, so we went and did surf and turf, and we were home by 7:30, which was perfect. And then I of course live in Minnesota, so for those of you who haven't seen it on the news, or maybe it hasn't been on the news, it has been here, we've had crazy record snowfalls. And I say record as in like the amount of time that they fell. So within a period of about 36 hours, we got 16 inches of snow. So that was crazy. Our house, I'll try and actually, if I remember, put in some pictures at the end. I have some other things I'm going to talk about that I'll put pictures in for. Our house is just, I mean, it literally looks like we're in a snow globe. Like the snow piled up in our driveway, like we've plowed out, is more than half my height. I feel like it's just so tall. The snow is literally up to our mailbox, like up to the bottom, and then on the sides a little bit of the mailbox. We have, the way our house is set up, we go in through our side door, so our front door that like faces the street, the snow is literally taller than our front step. So it's crazy. I said it feels very holly jolly, but I know that season is over now. But it just feels very magical. I love snow. Obviously the cleanup, my husband's like, don't say that, because the cleanup is crazy, but I just couldn't believe we actually ended up getting that much snow, because a lot of times, and you'll probably agree with me if you're from places where you get snow, you get promised like the most snow ever, and then we get like an inch. So we did get the most snow ever, it felt like, which was so exciting. So yes, very good. I hope you all had a really, really good holiday season, and that you're just excited for the new year, and excited for what 2023 is going to bring. So I have a ton of stitching to show. I have some haul, and I have a few things that I don't actually have, or might just be one thing that I don't actually have to show, but I will insert a picture of. That was a fully finished. So I'll start with fully finishes, and I'll start with the one I don't have. So for the wedding, we wanted to do something to go with, we usually give money for weddings, so I wanted to do something to go with that. So I was in the Christmas spirit. The wedding was 2 weeks before Christmas, so I made our cousin and her new wife a Christmas ornament. So the pattern was a PDF pattern. I will put the name of the shop, or like a link to the shop, down below. I got it on Etsy, but it was called Purple Stitch Designs, all one word, and it was our first Christmas ornament, and it says our first Christmas at the top, and then it had like the back of a truck with some holly leaves, and I added, or maybe not holly leaves, like garland, I added their initials and the year, and it turned out so cute. So I framed that in a hoop for them. I did need to put it in a 4-inch hoop just because it was too big for a 3-inch, so it's kind of a large ornament, but they did hang it on their tree. They sent me a picture, so that was very fun. I stitched it up. It took me a few days, honestly, but it wasn't too difficult of a stitch, and I really, really enjoyed doing it. My mother-in-law actually wants me to make one for them, their wedding year, so I will do that at some point this year, because it was just so, so cute. And I did do it on the polka dot linen. So that was the first fully finished, and like I said, I will put the name of the shop or a link to the shop down below from Etsy. And I think it was less than $5 for the pattern, so not bad. And then my next fully finish is a teeny tiny one, and this is a freebie chart from Ink Circles. I actually stitched this on election day, like the day before or the night before, and then the morning of election day, and I fully finished it really quickly so that I could wear it when we went to vote. So I don't have, again, the chart to show you. This is a freebie. I just Googled Ink Circles vote freebie, and I found it very, very easily. This is from 2018, so I'm sure most of you have seen this, but I made the little I voted pin, and I did not really prepare to make this. I just last minute was like, oh, I remember there being a vote freebie. So I used like a piece of cardboard inside and a tiny bit of foam batting, and I just wrapped it around, and then I finished the back with felt, and all I had on hand was a safety pin. But let me tell you, it does the trick. So the edges aren't perfect. I didn't have anything like, it's an oval, so I just did what I could, you know, but I'm happy with it. And I did get some comments when we went to vote, like, oh, you already have, and I voted, and then they were like, well, it's not a sticker. So I'm really happy with this. It turned out really, really cute. Sorry, my mom just texted me. My last fully finished is for my mom, actually, and this is another PDF download, so I apologize. It's from a shop on Etsy called The Stranded Stitch, and I actually have a previous finish to show you within the same realm, but this is the Lime LaCroix. So I'll show you up close. And so my mom turned 50 on January 4th. So for her 50th birthday, she loves LaCroix and carbonated water in general. So for her birthday, I wanted to stitch her something, and I was like, oh, I remember, because I'll show you in a second. And I could stitch her one of these, and green is her favorite color. I did ask my sister which one I should make for her. I sent her a screenshot of all of them in the shop, and she was like, the lime. And I think it was because of her favorite color being green. And then I had this frame on hand. This is actually, it's a Rachel Zoe frame that I got at Home Goods, and I got it last Christmas, after Christmas on like clearance. I actually have done that several times from Home Goods. You just go and buy a whole bunch of frames to have on hand to finish things. The next thing I'm going to show you is same instance, and it's worked out very well. So I thought that was really cute. And like I said, the pattern called for it just to say lime, but I just added 1973 lime, like a vintagey vibe. So there is that. And you can see it has some height to it in the frame. So what I did is I used 1/4 inch foam batting and put that onto a piece, like the cardboard that came in the frame. I adhered that, and then I wrapped the piece around the batted cardboard, and I slid it in the back. So super easy. I've done a lot of frame pieces with the foam batting like that, and I feel like they always look really, really nice. So that is my second fully finish, and then I'll show you why that popped into my head. This has been sitting in my office under plants, so I feel like it's maybe got some watermarks on the glass, but and it's not in here perfect either, but reason why I was like the LaCroix is because I did stitch one for myself. I actually don't remember when I did this. Try and get closer without showing you the glare, but something about this is that my back on it is so awful, and I used 3 threads on it, so I feel like it looks pretty crowded, so I actually might restitch this at some point, but there's the 2 together. So in this shop, like I said, I will put the name and the link of it below, but the name of the shop is called The Stranded Stitch. She has like 15 or 20 flavor of LaCroix patterns in her shop, and you can buy them in bulk too. She has 2 options, like one to buy all of them and one to buy like 75% of them, and the price is much better if you buy the whole pack if you're interested in stitching all of them. So highly recommend. It took me about 2.5 days of stitching time to stitch up. Super easy, and like so cute. If you like LaCroix, so cute. So then that was it for my fully finishes, and I have one finished object. So I didn't grab the pattern out. Sorry, I didn't grab the pattern out, but I did show it in my last video, so you can reference that if you need to. But my finished object is Jolly Old Soul by Lizzie Kate. And I did this on 32 count natural and white, I think it's called petty point or polka dot point linen. And I am so happy with him. I'll show you up close. So I added on the little snowflake buttons, and then on the tree there you can see the little gold star charms. So the snowflake buttons are one up here, one here, and then like I said, those 3 stars on the tree are little gold charms. And then you can see his little eyebrow patches, and then his mustache and beard are all in Rainbow Gallery. I think it's like called fuzzy stuff. It's like FZ something, and I didn't use the exact called for the fuzzy part because when I went to kit this project up, Stitchville didn't have the exact color. They were out of it, so I just used like an antique color, but I did say in my last video exactly what color that was, and I show it on my little bobbin, so if you're wondering, you can reference that video. But I'm very happy with how he turned out, and I want to frame him on a little wood piece like I've done with some of my other pieces before next Christmas. I will say, if I were, well, it's hard to say. I was going to say that if I were to stitch him again, I would only do half stitches, or what do they call that, like where you only do like one leg of the stitch. I'm blanking on the word for his fuzzy beard, mustache, and eyebrows, except I do really feel like it turned out really cute with doing the full stitches. Oh, you can see the variegation in his rim of his hat and his red outfit really well. I feel like it turned out really well. It just was so hard sometimes to find the exact hole in the linen with all the fuzzy stuff going on. So that was my finished object. All right, and then I do have some whips to show. So I actually have more than one for once. Is this maybe the first time ever? I'm not sure. So I'll show you the first one. This I've had started for quite some time, and I have no immediate plans to be like putting in hours and hours of time on this, and you'll see why. This is a PDF download, so I don't have a photo to show you, but I will try and insert one here, hopefully I believe the shop is called Ink and Type Co. And I saw this on, I think it was the Enablers cross stitch group on Facebook probably 2 years ago at this point. I'm not sure. And I read that the chart was no longer available, but if you messaged the owner of the shop, she may be able to like let you pay via PayPal, and then she'd email it. So I went to her Etsy shop and they were right, it wasn't available, but I did email the owner on Etsy and she got back to me right away and let me pay her via PayPal, I think, and then she emailed me the chart. I did check before and this pattern is available now on her Etsy, so I'm not sure if there was like a copyright thing and then she put it back up. But this shop has a lot of charts that I really like. I think it's called Ink and Type Co. I will put it down below too. My memory is just, you know, not the best. But she has a lot of charts that I really like, but they are huge. So the piece that I'm talking about is Clark Griswold. It's from Family Vacation, and I'm going to scooch this back so you can see. This piece is literally going to take like this whole piece of fabric, I think, or most of it. It's huge. It's huge. So you can see this is what I have done so far. So I'm going to fold it in half so I can show you up close. I'm using one color of a DMC variegated floss. I think it's 4819. The color name of it is Jingle Bells. Some of the variegated DMCs do have names, so it's called Jingle Bells if you're looking for it. And I will try and also insert a picture of where I was when I picked this up. I did not get a ton done, but this is just a project that I'm gonna have for a long time, and it was fun to get a little bit of progress on it. And I've seen people now who stitched it. I saw around Christmas time, people were posting in some of the Facebook groups their progress on this or finishes of it. And they did like one line red and then squeezes was in green, things like that. Kind of regretted my choice with my thread color, but also when you look back here, it just kind of looks like monotone, like maybe honestly on camera it just looked like maroon, but when you get up close, this color is reds and greens and browns, and it really looks like a ugly Christmas sweater to me. And I love that. So I'm gonna get even closer so you can see, but I did take a picture of where I was when I picked this up so that I could show you that I did actually make progress. But here's a comparison. Here's my hand. Sorry, my hands are dry because Minnesota winter, but here's my hand. This is huge. This fabric is just from Amazon, actually. It's an 18 count oatmeal Aida, very inexpensive, and I bought it when I wanted to start this piece. So I for sure want to make more progress on this, but it's going away for now, I think. Maybe I'll work more on it. I don't know. So that was that one. And then next I will show you I started on Keeper of the Pins. So this is a book by Brenda Gervais, and I got this at Keepsakes. I was gonna say Stitchville, but I got this at Keepsakes. And the one that I did, so there's a lot of charts in here. And they're honestly all so beautiful, but this is the one that I did. And Brenda Gervais just calls for a DMC color. She calls for a DMC 22. And then she calls for Oscar for the green. I didn't have Oscar on hand, so I used Weeks Dye Works Spanish Moss for the green. And I'm stitching this on Flannel Flower from F&R. You guys are gonna have to tell me what that is because my mind's blanking. It's late at night here right now. And this is actually my first 40 count. So I wanted to give this a try. Something simple with minimal colors. And I did get the entire, sorry, that fold is right in the middle. The entire alphabet piece done. Super happy with this. And then you can see the little white beads. I'll talk about those in a second, but super happy with this. And I have a huge piece. This is 16 by 21. So, and it needs a good iron, of course, but hopeful that I can stitch the majority of the pieces on this, or at least the ones that I want to stitch. So I have some things to show to go with this. The color that I'm using is Classic Colorworks Cupid. So I'm a bobbinator, but I have extra. So I think this is 2 skeins, and then I have an extra skein of it. And okay, so have the Cupid, that's the red that I'm using. And then I wanted to start this project and I hadn't bought the beads when I was at Stitchville, so I just went to Michael's to see if they would have some white beads that looked like what I needed. So this brand is Toho, and it says premium Japanese beads, glass seed beads, and they're made by Doris. I'm looking for a color name, but I don't think I see one. But they are just white seed beads. There's so many in here. And I want to say this was like less than $5. And this will be more than enough than what I need for all the projects in that book. And then you can see on the front cover of this book, she does take out like the tomato from this pattern. This is not like a separate pattern in the book. She just shows this pillow, so you can see that this tomato is this one, and she kind of encases it with beads on the linen and then makes it into a pillow. So when I was at my grandma is an avid seamstress, or she has been her whole life. She's so talented. And she's also a button collector. So I knew she would have some antique buttons, and I asked her if I could raid her stash. We go to my grandparents almost every Sunday for Sunday lunch, and I'm always cross stitching, so she wanted to see what I was up to, and I showed her, and then we together foraged through her button stash. So here's just some of them. So I'll show you that, and then like really pretty. We both really liked this one with the anchors on it. There's some like shinier ones that you can kind of see. So just kind of went for a lot of texture, even some clear ones in here. And then she had, this is not cross stitch related, but she had 2 of these giant red buttons, so I took those for like a possible dress for Hattie, because I also sew for Hattie. But so I have all these buttons, and I'm just keeping these with my project, and I will add them as I get to it. So really happy with that project, and I need to get back to it. I wish I could think of what that linen company is. F&R. I'm sure someone's yelling it at me right now, but I just don't have it. And the reason I'm considering that a whip and not a finish is because I want to stitch more out of that book, and I'm going to stitch it on the same linen, same color, same everything. So I'm just going to call it a whip. All right. And then I have 2 more. Sorry for the crinkle. First one is what I'm going to be stitching on tonight after I'm done filming. And this is something that I kitted up at Keepsakes last time I went. So I did show this in a previous video, but this is Christmas Blessings by Erica Michaels. And I am using the called for floss colors, except when I kitted this up at Keepsakes, they were out of Pecan Pie. They're all Gentle Arts colors. They're out of Pecan Pie and Rose Garden, so I substituted Walnut and Ruby Slippers. And I'm stitching this on, this is my first time. So I have the Keeper of the Pins, and then this one, I told you in my last video, I accidentally got 40 count. So this is 40 count linen in the color Sarah by Grace Notes Fabrics. So I will show you where I'm at. So I have a good amount of the border done. Mojito. Sorry, my dog's licking his paws over there. So this is the top, or sorry, this is the top of the second page. And I'm a bottom starter. I know that most people aren't, but I always start at the bottom. So this is the top of the second page, and then on this side I just went up a little bit more until like a natural stopping point, which was one of the birds. And then there is a whole second page above this, but this is obviously the entire width of the project. So I really love this like ribbony border down here, and you can really see the variegation in that. So this has been very, very fun. And I've made pretty good progress. I started this Christmas week. So not bad progress, because I've also stitched the LaCroix in that time. So not bad. I've been really having fun with this. And I have been using a little book light to help me see the holes in the 40 count at night, because I usually stitch in our basement when we're watching TV, and me and my husband, and it gets dark down there because we only have like can lighting or whatever that's called, so recess lighting. So I have been using a book light, and it is perfect. It helps me see it very well. So there's that one. And then my last whip is from Country Cottage Needleworks. I had this in my stash. It was all kitted up, and I just wanted to start something new. So this is the Apple Orchard. And my husband actually picked this out for me, I think this spring. And it says, pick your own apples, fresh and delicious. So, and I have made, again, a lot of progress on this. I'm going to take the one side of the Q-snap off. And I'm stitching this with all the called for colors. And this is on Picture This Plus Oaken in 32 count. Oops, sorry. All right. So there's my progress. So this whole side up to the barn is done. And then this is as wide as it is. So now I just have to, my next steps I think are to go up this tree and then start filling in the barn. But really pretty. I think there's only 5 colors in this, maybe 6, I think 5 or 6. So pretty simple, like the color palette, but it's gorgeous. And especially on this Picture This Plus fabric, it just looks so good. So I'm gonna get this put back in the Q-snap. I wanted to get back to this because I have so much of it done. I feel kind of sad letting it just sit and not get progress on it. So that is all my whips. So now I'm going to get into haul. And first things first, I guess we can do, let's do stitch fill. Sorry for the crinkle. I've not looked at this stuff since Black Friday. So, I got a alert that Stitchville posted, like the week of Thanksgiving or something like that, that they had 20% off. It's like their annual sale for Black Friday. So like I said, I tested negative Thanksgiving night and Friday morning. So I was like, can we please go there when we're out like Black Friday shopping? So my mom took her first trip to Stitchville. I was like, Mom, what do you think? She said she only sat at like the front. They have like a little kids table at the toy bin. She sat there with my daughter. She was like, it was that. Yeah, it's a cross stitch store. I'm like, okay. So I kitted up 2 projects while we were there. So this is a Country Cottage Needleworks again, and this is Merry Christmas, My Dear. So cute, and it just looks like a really quick stitch to me. Not too big. The chart is 134 by 85. So not bad. And to go with that, I got more of my fave. This is Belfast Petty Point Natural White 32 count. So nice size piece of it. Plenty big for that piece. And some extra. So I love polka dots and everything, so it's just fitting that they would sell this polka dot linen that like looks good with pretty much every chart. And then I also have been so enabled to want to start this from Robin, who is Lady Robbins. It's Robyns on Flosstube. I love watching her videos. It's kind of like stitching with a friend. She's just so down to earth, and she stitches really beautiful things that are very much so my style, and she's shown this a bunch of times, and I really wanted to start it. So I got the Blue Flower Huckleberry Farm. I'm going to take this out of the bag so I can show it up close. I've actually not seen too many people stitching this, I feel like, on Flosstube. The first person I heard of it from was Robin. So it's huge, or I don't know, maybe it's medium, but it's 252 by 229, which is pretty large. And it is a combination of DMC, Weeks, Gentle Arts, and then there's one Classic Colorworks. But the Classic Colorworks is just black coffee, so probably, I don't know if I got that one or not. This chart, first of all, is printed so nice. It's printed huge on these pages, and it's on 6 pages. So this is definitely going to be a time commitment. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I definitely want to. Like I said, every time I see Robins, I'm like, ooh, I really like that. So all right. So to go with that, I got Fiber on a Whim Heather in 36 count. So very pretty modeling. Robin's fabric, I think, is a little more purpley. This is more purple in person than it's showing up on camera. It's showing up kind of gray on camera, but it is like a purpley gray, I guess. So, really excited about that one too. And then, I'm not going to go through each of these individually, but I did need some 986 and 895 for some ornaments. I use these colors a lot, so I got those while we were there. And then I got all of the fancy floss that I needed to kit up the projects that I picked out. So, super excited to start on those at some point. And then when we went to Keepsakes, I picked out a chart that I had been really wanting to stitch. And I did not end up getting the fabric while I was there. So when I was in the area of Stitchville another day, I just picked up, oops, there's a thread. I just picked up the fabric that I needed since I didn't get it when I was at Keepsakes for whatever reason. And this is Weeks Dye Works gunmetal in 32 count. And I got a much bigger piece than I needed because I like stitching on black. So nice to have a little bit of extra. So that's for a piece that I will show in haul in just a few minutes. And then my friend, oh, you know what? Sorry, not done. Also that day that I was just close by to Stitchville, I checked out the clearance quick and I found this JBW French Country hot air balloon in the clearance. It was on clearance for $3. I've never been in a hot air balloon, and I don't really have plans to stitch this anytime soon, but I just thought it was so pretty. So I grabbed that. This is the day that I bought the gunmetal fabric. And then Stitchville had a stitched model of this. I think she said it was stitched over one. It might have been over one on 40 count, honestly. I think it was, of this one. And then JBW, and this is the Red Mitten Collection 1. And I was like, where's that chart? Because I looked through the JBW charts and I hadn't seen this. So I picked this up too, just to have on hand. You can see it on the back. This is kind of how Stitchville had it finished in that little mitten shape. But it was so cute and tiny. So it pulled me in. All right. And then my friend Jessie had placed a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. And she said she bought one of these charts and they sent her 3. And when she reached out to them about it, they said she could just keep it. So she passed one on to me and one on to our friend Rhonda. This is Autumn Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I did actually buy the Christmas version. I think I've shown in a previous video. So really excited to have the autumn version. And I just want to show you just a peek of this chart. You see how big this chart is, and it's colored, which I just think is awesome. It's probably one of my preferred designers to, like, their charts are just so nice to stitch. So really excited to have that. Thank you, Jessie. All right. And then from Keepsakes, I will show you what I got. I actually went into Keepsakes, famous bag, of course, in my dress for the wedding. We went before the ceremony. So I was like all in a wedding outfit. Very fancy. And Barbara was in like the front room when I got there, and she was like, my husband came in with me. She's like, you guys are really dressed up. Are you going to a wedding? And I was like, yeah, we're just coming beforehand since we have time. And she's like, and you've been in here before. Thank you for coming all dressed up. She was just so sweet about it. So the chart that I got the black fabric for at stitch fill was this. I had seen a stitched model of this the first time I went to Keepsakes and didn't end up getting the chart, and I have been thinking about it since, so I wanted to get it. This is May I from All Through the Night, and it says, "May I, a small house in a large garden, have." And I love like the cute little house and the bee skep and all the flowers. I literally cannot wait to stitch all the flowers. And like I said, I don't know why I didn't get the fabric, because I literally bought all the floss at Keepsakes. So, and I already bobbinated it because I do want to start this. This looks like a good spring project to me. So I got all the fancy floss for this project. And then I have a little stack of some other things. So I've said before that Keepsakes has a ton of freebies. So I got a few freebies. This is Stitch a Globe. Oh, this is Stitch a Globe from Crafter's Pride. And they had this in like one of those little plastic globe or like ornament things. So these are freebies. I'm just going to flash them really quick. Little tree. And then this is from For My Boys, and it's called Hang 'em Up's Never Enough Stash, and it just says Never Enough Stash. So I grabbed that. And then a few more charts that I grabbed that day. So I had not seen this before. And this is Precious. Actually, when I was growing up, my mom had like a watermelon themed kitchen. We had like watermelon dishes, and she had like watermelon decor. So I saw this and absolutely loved it. So this is by Sue Hillis. Oh, this one's actually complimentary too, it says. This chart is my gift to the stitcher. I don't even know if I realized that. But starts with a full slice, and then you're left with the rind and the seeds. I love it. And what a cute, like, quick summer stitch. And then I saw this, and I've seen lots of people stitch this, but it's so cute. And this is by Bent Creek, and this is the Photo Booth series, and this one is North Pole Party Picks. And this one was $16.50. And it comes with, let me slide this over to block the chart, with the fabric and then the buttons. Like a steal of a deal. So, super in love with this. Cutest little Santa and reindeer. So there's that one. And then again, I had not seen this. I actually think I realized after that this might be new. Or maybe, no, it must not be. Is there a year on this? Oh, 2020. So it's not that new. But it's also not that old. And this is by Sue Hillis. And this is Dogs on the Run, the Lunchbox series. I just, can you even? This truck with the hot dog on top? I loved it. Hot dogs. And this is so cute too. I mean, they're all cute. But my husband found this when I was searching for other things. And I was like, are you kidding? He's like, do you want it? I'm like, do I want it? Yeah. So got that. And then my husband put this in my Christmas stocking this year. I actually picked it out and was like, here, get this for my stocking. So we found this at Marshall's for $9.99. And this is the unofficial Hocus Pocus cross-stitch book. And there are quite a few designs in here. Most of them I can't show you because they're charts. But this one, Black Flame Candle Company. This is the fourth pattern. And this is the first one I've been able to show you. Oh, look, another Glorious Morning. Makes me sick. I should make sure that I can't show you these first ones. Is there a picture? Oh yeah. I'm holding my place, so amok. And I'm going to turn this so you can see the book. So this was $9.99, which I feel like was an awesome deal. Gravestone. Honestly, don't know if or when I would stitch these. This just says Happy Halloween. But for $9.99, I thought it was super cute. This one's one of my favorites. I put a spell on you. And yeah, I just feel like, why not? And I did see in one of the cross stitch groups that I'm in that a few other people found this at their Marshalls or Home Goods too. I love this one too. Local Witches Union. Oh, Salem Local Witches Union, established 1692. Sky above, peace within, earth below. So, and it's a really good quality book. Nice shiny pages, really good binding. This isn't the pattern, this is a picture. Don't worry. So, yeah. Just really happy with this. There's 25 patterns in here, so I'm not going to keep going, but I know in one of the cross stitch groups I'm in, someone was like, can you, or they were asking someone else, like, if they could show all the patterns. So, this has been 15 of them. I'll show you one more. Hocus Pocus. I need one to focus. So, goodbye for $10. Happy with that purchase. And then I was watching some old Just Keep Stitching videos one day. I was just bored while I was working, and I can have music or shows on because I work from home. So I was watching old Just Keep Stitching videos, and I remembered that I had wanted to look these up when I saw them talking about them again, and I never did. So I went on the Hirschner's website and looked it up, and they were still available. So the new one for this year is not available yet. I have no idea what's going on with that, and they even referenced that in this video, in their video, that they couldn't find it on the website. Someone had said they called Hirschner's and couldn't find it, but it has an Emma Congdon chart on the cover of the book, and I really, really want that one. So I'm gonna check back later on and see if I can get that one in the future. But these were $4.97, and these are published by Craftways, and this is Cross Stitch Christmas, and this one is Joyful Tidings. And kind of like that other book, I'm just gonna show you a few. $4.97. I think with shipping, I was a little nervous because in their video they said someone had commented that the shipping was really expensive, but with shipping it was less than $20. So for me, I did see that they're located in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, which is obviously just one state over, but look at this. This is an Emma Congdon. Are you kidding? And then this, and I'll read it to you. It says, Dear Santa, I have been good. Please bring toys and a sled. Love, Sam. This is by Ursula Michael. And it comes with an alphabet so that you can spell your kiddo's name. Are you kidding? And these are like the front of the postcard. The cutest. This one is like a big seller to me though. I really like that one. So for $4.97, there are so many charts in here. I really feel like this was a no-brainer to buy, and I'm so thankful to have these. I'm definitely gonna stitch something out of them because they're stunning books. This one even has like 2 sampler style. Sorry, I'm paging through looking for like pictures that I can show you. So look at this, like a sampler style, and then a stocking, Whoa. So pretty. Another one? Is that the same one? Maybe. What is up with my brain? It is. I must really be. It's a Friday, you know? This week has just been a long one. So, he's cute for New Year's. But, yes, I'm so thrilled to have these. This one's in here too. Just like such good quality. Look at this one too. Stunning. So I got this one, and then again for $4.97, I got this one. And this is Festive Favorites. So, and by the way, how I found these is that I went to the Hirschner's website and I typed in Craftways, and then I think I put in book, and Craftways is one word. And other stuff comes up too, but these two books come up, or they did for me, and I went ahead and ordered them. And they actually just came today. So, has not been long since I ordered them. So, just to give you an idea, I think I ordered them last week, and they were still readily available. So I love this wreath. I probably wouldn't finish it that way because that kind of looks like something to put like a plate or food on, and no one's putting food on my cross stitch. Look at these. A cat and a dog stocking. Cute. So anyways, I just think these are a really good purchase, especially for the price. You can't beat it. They are chock full of beautiful patterns, and yeah, I just really think they're worth every penny. So happy to have this, and I hope that if you want it, you can go get, oh, this one. This is one I've been trying to find to show you. This is stunning. This is by Barbara Anna. Look at that deer. It's like in a vintage style Christmas ornament. So magical. And this is pretty too. Like a vintage style pillow. So, very happy to have this. Look at this. And I really hope to get some pieces made out of those. I've said I really hope to get that started. I really hope to make that way too many times. I need more time on my hands, apparently, if I'm going to stitch all this. So, I hope that you're all, like you said, doing really well. Thank you for hanging out with me for a while. I hope to be back sooner than this for my next time. I do want to continue into 2023 making these videos. It's been fun. So I hope you're all doing really well. I hope that you are stitching and just soaking up this time of year. Please like and comment down below. Tell me what you're stitching on, and subscribe to my channel. And I will hopefully see you all again very soon. Bye.